Tyra Banks was the first to do a show on this topic.
Right.
And I was on it. I was the first one on the scene. And so
women start getting into their more, sexual peak as they get older, and young men.
If you don't want to date younger, fine, date your old man. But why do we have to?
Women aren't paying for sex.
Exactly.
That's interesting. Okay, hi everyone. How are you? Today is kind of a fun show because we're veering a little bit off to what we normally talk hot topic wise, but it is a very hot topic. And we have a very special guest, Miss Lucia on with us, who is a dating expert. And she specializes in a very juicy topic, older women, younger men. And so I want to introduce to you right now. So hi, Lucia, how are you?
Hey, Kimbra, how are you guys doing?
Good. Where are you, by the way?
Where am I?
Yeah,
I'm in
West Hollywood.
Yeah, yes, Los Angeles.
Yes. Sorry, folks, I forgot to say that we've been planning this for a while, and today we're having technical difficulties, so we don't get to see the lovely Lucia in person, but we get to see her picture.
Right. Yeah. It's better than nothing.
Right. And I've seen her in person. She looks like her picture, so there you go.
Thank
She's
you.
Lovely. We're just glad you're here, Lucia.
You two ladies are lovely too.
You're the lovely ladies today. Anyway, this is an exciting, I think, kind of fun topic. So let's hear your take on everything, Lucia. What do you say about the older women, younger men situation?
Well, I started talking about this long time ago, back in 2005. Actually, Tyra Banks was the first to do a show on this topic.
Right.
And I was on it. I was the first one on the scene. And so I've been specializing in this for years. And I see that it's become more and more accepted as the years have gone by, but it's still not totally accepted. We're still not there yet. There's still people making comments and saying, oh, you're robbing the cradle or something. And, that's just not what it's about.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I was just going to say, I was doing some research about this heavy topic before I had you on, and there's a couple of celebrity people that, or famous anyway, people that I was going to bring up, which was President Emmanuel Macron, and there's an actor, what's his name, Aaron Taylor Johnson, I believe. Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's 24 years younger than his wife, who's a pretty well-known director. And he was saying that when they first got together, he used to hear these comments all the time because he was like 18 years old, right?
Wow.
I know. And now they have 2 kids and they've been together for a long time. But he was just saying he used to hear negative comments all the time. But they've been together for a while now. So obviously it must be a true love, right?
Right. And of course, Madonna, who I think just turned 63 or something like that. She's dating a guy, he's 26. So and even Mariah Carey, her guy's younger. So there's, I don't know why people have a problem with it. Just because it's not the norm, they feel they have a right to say something. Why do you care who someone else is dating? If you don't want to date younger, fine, date your old man. But why do we have to hear what you have to say? We're not interested.
Yeah, it's funny. And I have a friend too that he always, when I talk about the subject, he'll say, well, if that's the situation, he always feels like the younger men just want the woman's money. And that's not necessarily true,
Well, first of all, they're assuming that all older women have money to spend on younger guys.
Right.
We're not all millionaires, first of all. And then also, I think most of us are smart enough that even if we we're not going to be buying a guy. Like older men, they will pay for a younger woman, but we do not want to pay for a guy.
Yep. That's why male prostitutes aren't as popular.
Oh.
Exactly.
Women aren't paying for sex.
Exactly.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, what I find is, you can't help what you're attracted to. You're just attracted to people. And usually our partners are either we have things in common with them or we're looking to fill a void. And so sometimes, when you're just attracted to an older woman, it might be just you look up to her, you respect her. maybe you have things in common, that you have the same kind of interest. When older women are more mature, so I think there's a lot of reasons.
Yeah, and I have always said, it's not about the age, it's about the energy of the person. So you can be 25 and be mature for your age, or you can be 45 and be immature for your age.
That's
Good
true.
point. Good point.
So you can't just go by age.
Yeah, that's very true.
And there's that biological cliche that they talk about a lot, which there's some validity to it, that women start getting into their more, sexual peak as they get older, and young men, it happens when they're younger. So that's a good match to the physicalness.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, they're definitely more confident. That's true. But then also, remember, it's not just about sex, because everyone just assumes, oh, you two are getting together for sex. I mean, first of all, sex is part of any relationship, no matter what the age. It's not like people who are dating people their age are not having sex and they're waiting until marriage. So, but they can't fathom that, oh, there's no way that you have something in common other than wanting to have sex.
That's
And that's just not true. I mean, I just find I have more to talk about, believe it or not, with guys in their 20s, because I recently went out with a guy in his 50s, and I couldn't relate to him. And I mean, he was married for about 30 years, and he ran these businesses, and I'm just sitting there really with nothing to say. Whereas if I was out with someone who was 25, I'd be talking.
Huh.
Yeah, maybe they have a little more energy.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, it really is about finding the person that matches your personality and your interests. I don't think age matters. I think it should.
That's true.
No, but I think also jealousy enters the picture too, when people have something to say about that, because they can't get a younger guy or they can't get an older woman, so they try to make it seem like you're doing something wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's anybody else's business. Like you already said, Lucia. We find who we find. It's nobody else's business. I remember when Cher, do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
When she dated that Rob Camilletti?
Yes.
And that was I think that was the first really woman who dated publicly dated a younger guy, and the press made such an issue of it. He was a friend of mine. We worked together for many years in the clubs in Los Angeles. And he's I see what she saw in him, because he was very protective. One of those just old school gentlemen. Like if he's around, he takes care of you. He just makes you feel like $1 million. And I bet she liked that. I bet she was used to guys that were also famous. And I don't think he was the kind of person that put her on a pedestal because she was famous. I think he treated her like an equal, and she probably appreciated that too. But he was just one of those guys that's like he takes care of his woman. He looks after his woman. So I can see why she would fall for him, let alone the fact that he was gorgeous. And they made a beautiful couple. So
yeah, I read about that. That's like one of her loves of her life, I think. I'm a big fan of Cher, so I used to read stuff about her.
You've met Rob before, though, haven't you? Haven't you gone to parties with me?
I don't think so. No.
When his parties? No. Okay, I thought you did. Yeah, you can see he's very charming, very charismatic, and of course she's gorgeous. So why wouldn't they be together? Why would age matter between those two? She's still looks good too.
I mean, anytime two people find love, we should celebrate that rather than criticize it.
Yeah, I agree. Completely. So,
well,
Lucia, I want to hear a little bit more about you. I know you and Kimbra are longtime friends, and I've met you. But I want to hear a little bit more about your career and what you do in this dating world.
Yes. Well, so it's twofold.
Okay.
I started out just as a regular dating and relationship expert. And then, as I mentioned, I went on Tyra. And then from there, I veered off into the older women, younger men version of dating, where I started helping people with that. And I set up the Cougar Club and lots of Cougar stuff going on for many years. And then I veered off from that, and I now am also specializing in helping people get their ex back.
We're gonna have to have you back and talk about that, because I know a lot of people would want to hear about that. Yeah.
Yes, a lot of people, because there's always an ex you want to get back, so we can always talk about that another time.
Yeah. But Kimbra says, so you've been in some magazines or? or A
Yeah.
magazine or?
A few, yeah, I've been on a few covers. The Learning
Oh.
Annex back in the day. Remember the Learning Annex?
Yeah.
I taught a
Yeah.
cougar course there.
Okay.
And then Beverly Hills Magazine and I think Singles
that's-
Magazine.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Wow.
I did receive a lot of press talking about the whole cougar thing because, like I said, I was the first one on the scene. And so I've been on E! Entertainment and tons of radio shows, 60 Minutes Australia, Good Day LA, all that.
Wow. Well, where can people find you? So if somebody wants advice and you, or they want to watch what you do, where can they find you? How can they?
Everything is on my website, and that is available at theartoflove.net.
Okay. That's a good website title.
Yes, I'm glad I thought of it many, many years ago.
Yeah,
Right.
The Art of Love.
Yep. You signed on to that and you got that under your domain.
Yeah.
That's right. It's my brand.
Great, great. Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Did you have anything to add, Kimbra, or Lucia? Did you have anything else you want to say about older women dating younger men?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do it, go for it. Don't worry about when anyone else thinks. It's your life. And if you are a woman and you're dating older and you're not having much luck, well, then consider someone younger. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a lot younger because cougar relationships, that's 10 years younger or more. But even if it's like, some people think 5 years is a lot, which it's really not. So even if it's someone 5 years younger, and you might be surprised, you might find someone that you're more suitable with. And if you're a younger guy, also, especially when you're in your early 20s, you're obviously not ready to settle down and get married. And so the perfect person to date would be an older woman, especially if she's over 40, she's already had kids, because she's not going to be trying to get married. She's not going to want to be pregnant. She's not going to need all your attention. So you can focus on school or building your career, and she'll support you and she won't get in the way. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, I like that.
Some good reasons.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I never really thought about all that.
Well, that's why I'm here.
Yeah, that's why she's the expert.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and you were, besides Tyra though, you were on a couple other news shows. Weren't you on KTLA at one time, Channel 5, or was that Tyra?
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, I did the cougar speed dating. And they covered it, and that's when they called me the queen of the cougar jungle. So then that's the name I have, the queen of the cougar jungle. Yeah, it was the craziest speed dating you ever saw, because I just threw everything in there. I mean, we had food, we had belly dancers, we had games. It wasn't your regular speed dating.
Huh. That's fun.
Well, anyways, I just think that also, I'm going to add that in America, I feel like we still have a little bit more antiquated ideas about that. I feel like in Europe, it's a little bit more accepted. What do you think about that, Lucia?
Yeah, absolutely. Europe, and also I think the South American countries, they don't really look at age. But yeah, but here everyone is age obsessed, and they can't understand why, if you're a young guy, it's like, why would you not want a 20-year-old? Why would you not want a 25-year-old? It's like, have you tried dealing with a 20-year-old girl? Or, you know, it's all about games and drama and turning little molehills into mountains. And, oh my God, I broke my nail. You know, so if you're a mature guy, then you can't even handle dating someone your own age. You're going to look for someone older.
Right. That's true. You know, it's funny. I had 2 boyfriends when I was in my 20s tell me that. They would say, I wish you were a little bit older. And I guess I wasn't very mature.
Yeah, none of us were.
Yeah.
But I remember at the time I was so clueless. I'm like, why would they want me to be older? That's so weird. But,
Right.
Anyways, well, Lucia, I'm so glad that we finally got you on our podcast, and we're going to bring you back soon for the other specialty, getting your ex back.
Yes, well, glad to be on. Thanks so much for having me on, and have a great day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice to see you, Lucia. Thanks for coming.
Nice to see you too. Bye.
Bye-bye.